this is Becky with Icing on Top Becky's Cakes, and today we're going to make a sugar sculpture out of Isomalt. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you know that I usually use sugar, but today I wanted to use Isomalt so I would have that see-through clarity that sugar doesn't have, because you usually have a little bit of a yellow color. So this is from Simicakes, and she's got some wonderful pre-cooked Isomalt, so all you have to do is put it in a silicone bowl or a glass bowl and melt it in the microwave at 30-second intervals, and then it's all ready to go. So at least you don't have to spend time cooking your sugar, so that does save on time. And the edible flowers I used are rose buds by Super Bloom. You can use it in tea, baking, different kinds of things. But I love the looks of these, and I just wanted to place them in between where I was going to pour the Isomalt. Now these are silicone noodles here. I also got them at simicakes.com, and she has wonderful tools for building things with Isomalt. So I got these silicone noodles and molded it into the shape that I wanted. And the red one over there, that's also silicone, though it's actually a baking silicone mold, and you can also manipulate that into whatever shape you want. In the very center, I have a metal ring, and the metal ring needs to be completely coated with vegetable oil so that the Isomalt does not stick to it. I also have a little fairy mold that I'm going to use for my fairy today, and it's also out of silicone, food grade. And I'm going to sprinkle some little pieces of the dry rose buds throughout so that I have a little bit of a sprinkle flowery effect going on. And my Isomalt, I'm waiting till all those bubbles have come to the top, and then I'm gonna pour it as soon as I do that, and it's still really hot. So if you have to get your gloves on before you pour it, then now's the time to do that. And also, Isomalt is super hot, so don't burn yourself, because it is owie. I can speak from experience. And I'm just gonna pour that all over the top of those rose buds and everything, staying in between both of the noodles as I go. And I'm gonna repeat the same process on the other part. Then I'm gonna mix just a little bit of gel food coloring, gold by Americolor, so that my fairy has more of a gold color to her. I'm gonna fill her very carefully. Then I'm going to kind of tap the sides to make sure that it's gotten to every little crevice in there and all the bubbles come up. And I'm also going to pour some of that Isomalt into the butterfly mold I have. Then I'm going to pour out some Isomalt here. I add a little bit of leaf green food coloring and mix that in the bowl. And then I'm gonna fold it over on it. Right here is a silicone pad called Silpat, and we're just gonna keep folding it over until it's tacky enough that I can pick it up with my hands and start pulling it back and forth. Then I can pull out a leaf, and then I'm gonna use my leaf press and press the leaf in there while it's still warm, and I'll press down firmly so that I get all those little veins. That'll come out real nice. And then I'm going to place the leaf in something curved, and then it will have curved look to it when it hardens all the way. And as you can see, I'm using my scissors to cut off each piece that I want, because it's soft enough that I can use scissors without it breaking. Then I'm going to take a long stringed out piece. I'm just going to pull it long for the vines that I want coming off, and I'm going to use this cardboard cake circle here, and I'm going to use that to help form the shape that I want. So I'm just going to pull this right around, nice and firmly right around the cake board, and that'll give me a nice curved look. And I'm going to do this 4 times for 4 different vines. And then when everything has had a chance to cool, I like to use my little fan here to help keep things cool. You can just remove all the silicone from off the pieces and check out how our pieces are turning out. And we're going to carefully pull the fairy out of there so we don't break off any pieces. She came out real nice. And I made several butterflies because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. I'm lightly using my blowtorch just to shine up a few places on her, and also to get rid of a few bubbles. Now we're going to take our blowtorch and heat the area that we want the other piece to stick to. So we heat both sides and then it'll stick together like glue. So you're going to put it there, hold it in place until it cools, and then we can move on to the next piece. And the fan, I can turn around and use that to help with the cooling process. I'm going to heat that structure, and I'm going to heat the other piece I have and place that on top. Now unfortunately I did not move my camera because I was not paying close attention to where my camera was. So bear with me for a minute, it'll switch after a little bit. Now I heat my fairy and the base, and that glues her in place. Then I heat where I want my leaf and lightly heat the leaf because it's a lot more fragile. I'm going to hold that leaf in place until it sticks real well. I'm going to repeat the process with the other leaves and with the vines. Now I'm going to glue the butterfly's wings onto his base by heating both sides of that as well. Now I'm finally going to turn my camera where it should be and heat the top here, and then I'm going to heat the butterfly a little bit, and then he can stick right onto the top. Now I want to add some gold highlights, especially to my fairy and around different areas. And I am using Wedding Gold by the Sugar Art, which is also an edible gold luster dust. And just add a little bit of clear vanilla to that, and I can paint it with my Wilton paintbrush. And just going to add different highlights here, a little bit on the leaves, a little bit everywhere else, but mainly on the fairy. And there is our spring fairy Isomalt sugar sculpture. If you want to see other pulled sugar, blown sugar decorations, please check out my channel and please subscribe. I also have a sugar recipe video if you want to make your own instead of buying Isomalt. And thanks for watching.